Considering how cold Forza Motorsport 5 felt, the opening moments of Forza Horizon 2 are a strange thing to behold. The game welcomes you with an FMV cutscene that feels like what would happen if Terrence Malick were to film a car porn.
7.
After that, you're cast in the shoes of a typical brown-haired dude who has no redeeming characteristics other than access to his parents' black card, which he uses to go on expensive trips to expensive places where you can drive expensive cars. You see, this is the Horizon Festival, and you're there to go fast, be loud, and maybe try a little bit of ecstasy. You kind of have to enjoy it ironically, which might come off as condescending, but Horizon's setting is one of the best things about the game. It is totally stupid, but it has enough fun being dumb, just trying to make sure the player's always enjoying themselves, to make a good backdrop for the game itself. And let me state it here, the gameplay is really good. Like its predecessor, Horizon 2 takes the best of Forza's driving mechanics, and it lets you play with them in an open world. It has a great variety of cars, and the minutia that makes them tick keeps championships interesting. The main game follows a pretty straightforward loop. You participate in events to earn money, to then buy new cars, and repeat. Except for a few types of collectibles, there isn't much else to do other than racing. Some rare events will have you face vehicles other than cars. The first of these pits you against jets. And while these look awesome, they're not much more than glorified checkpoint races. Still, Horizon's core driving is so good that the basic racing is enough to sustain the game. What meshes everything together is the game's skill system. By doing tricks, essentially just driving, you'll earn points in a multiplier that slowly goes up. Crash, and you lose everything. Even if the rewards are largely minimal, the system forces players to always drive as carefully as they can. It's a good metagame that creates a persistent progression, thus ensuring that the driving in the open world doesn't feel meaningless. The only troubling thing about Forza Horizon 2 is that it doesn't add much to the formula of its predecessor. One notable addition is the new off-road races, which are guaranteed to be divisive. In these, the game loses all its finesse and becomes a fight to keep control of your car. Purists will probably hate these, but I had a blast with them. Crashing through fences with a Ferrari and passing another car by jumping over it can be exhilarating. If this sounds too wacky for you, you are probably better served with Forza 5. There isn't much more to add. The multiplayer systems are good enough, but they don't change the game in any drastic ways. Really, if you've played an open world driving game before, chances are good that you know what to expect, and Forza Horizon 2 is a great one of these. I will say the vacuous festival attitude is a cherry on top. Just try not to take too many drugs while you're driving. It has suspense! In essence, the game's punishing gameplay is a brushstroke on its canvas. Romance!
I do it a little naked.
I do it without clothes on. Adventure! Sometimes it's easy to forget how modern Hideo Kojima games tend to be. Laughter!
Bloop, 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 bloop. He doesn't even dial.
It's been a long time since you used a rotary telephone, huh?
All opinions, all in progress. Castle Couch.